So we do a reading. This is Fokker Nemesis, a novel inspired by real events, from Joe Cullen. Prologue. It was on a windy day, somewhere on Planet 3, when a newspaper page, gently blown and guided by the wind, floated softly through the air, did a couple of turns and twists, and landed then directly to the feet of our protagonist. Let's call him Bob, who picked it up and carefully read what God had blown along his way. It was one of those strange occurrences which feel like destiny some years later when one looks back to the past and sees things quite different in the retrospective than being caught up in the middle of a stream of happenings. Usually in such a hurry and mass, the eyes are often deceived and may lead one astray from what appears like a miracle later in life when looking back. Now you, the reader, must know at this point that Bob was a very unfortunate being and quite unlucky often, and very often things happened to him which simply did never happen to anyone, just him. It was like a curse or spell someone had cast upon him, which followed Bob like a dark cloud in a comic movie, the ones which hit the person constantly with lightning and rain and follows him everywhere. Bob felt like that constantly. However, on the other hand, sometimes Bob was such a lucky, miserable bastard, leaving one with the impression a protecting angel might be guiding him and sometimes saved him out of situations which purely meant a certain death or great ill. Still, the dark cloud and the unlucky curse usually dominated the happenings around him, and he sometimes just floated through the world, blown from here to there, like that newspaper which landed on his feet, never knowing what God had held in his mind again, or what might stumble right into his way. I'd love to tell you a story or two about our hero Bob, who actually doesn't deserve the term hero, neither anti-hero, but a simple, humble man who accidentally ended up in such a mess, and it is still not clear how it all happened, that he heroically had to master a state crisis and almost saved the entire planet from the utter destruction. Bob himself imagined it must have started something like this, like in one of those great Hollywood productions where the American president is sitting thoughtfully and stern and busy about some real issues in the world. You can imagine a black president, unlikely in such a racist nation like the USA, probably fiction, but let's imagine for a second something unusual could actually happen. So the president being busy, and some of his men and advisors is coming to the Oval Office, and it starts a wee bit like, "Sir, we got a situation here.